Everyone, we're delighted to have you all here, and I expect we'll have a few people joining us yet. I think there's still some more coming in, and Dr. Michelle will be managing that, I take it. A few housekeeping things. If you would, in the chat box, put in your name and your organization, just so we have a record of who all's here easily for us to do, that would be very nice. If you just put your name and everything into the chat box, particularly your organization, will be helpful. As well, because we are trying to stay on a schedule and not keep you too late tonight, we're not going to take time for applause in between each one. So please use all of your buttons and your react. Down on the bottom of your screens, there is a thing that's called react right next to share on my screen, but it might be whatever. And there are hand gestures there. There are hearts. There are things that you can do. You can see some of them there. Please feel free to use all of those. Keep your finger on that button and be as active as you want on sending hearts and stars and congrats and all kinds of pretty things. So we'll use those instead of clapping just to keep our time moving. Okay. So please use your react buttons as much as possible so that we can keep our time on schedule here. We want to welcome you to these 30th anniversary celebrations. We want to celebrate all of our legacy leaders. By legacy leaders, we don't mean old leaders. We mean people who are leaving a legacy in this business, in the bioenergetic wellness space, people who are blazing new trails and setting tracks for people to follow, people who are really moving and advancing us forward, who are going to leave a legacy for people to follow in the future. And so welcome to this. We're glad you're here. We want to honor so many tonight. It's been such a pleasure to go through all this stuff and see what everybody has been doing. It's amazing. Thank you all for participating. And tonight, as we start, I want to read our land declaration. We here at CanBeWell, we always offer a land declaration for all of our events, and so I'd like to read ours tonight. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous people of all the lands that we are on today. While we meet on a virtual platform, let us take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we all call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and importance of the lands, and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and to educate our own understanding of local Indigenous people and their cultures. Can you please put your ancestral lands where you reside in the chat box?
The entire page without much scrolling. You can just
I'll give you all a minute to put those all in there. Thank you, everyone. And now I'd like to introduce our board to you. For those of you who may not know some of our board members or may not know who's on the board this year, we'll start with our president and our office admin, Dr. Michelle Greenwell. If you just wave when I say who you are so people can see you on the screen there, that's awesome. And I'm the vice president at the moment, secretary vice president. And we have our amazing treasurer and bookkeeper who keeps us in business, Natascha Polomski. And then we have some leadership team support. They don't hold titles, but they've been doing an amazing job supporting everything that the leadership team is doing. Denise Cambiati and Allison Ziedler. You've been such a contribution this year. We've really appreciated it. And our social media news and our esteemed adjudicator for tonight, Teresa Stone. She's from Lightwork Navigation, and she's also the creator of the handbook that each of the recipients has received tonight. If you haven't downloaded it yet from the Google Drive link, please do. I think you'll be amazed at all the things that our people are doing around the organization and around the country and around the world. So thank you for putting that all together, Teresa. It's really beautiful. Natascha, it's all yours.
I find the button, yes. So thank you, Linda. I would like to introduce our partners, and please put your hands up again to be seen. First of all, Muscle Tuners International, Denise Cambiotti. Then we have Brain Gym Canada, Dana Lupke and Lisa Markovici. Markovici, sorry, Lisa. Atlantic Therapeutic Touch Network, Judy Donovan-Vitti and Stephanie Butchak. Then we have Natural BioEnergetics Global, Dr. Thibault D'Outremer and Brian Matthews and Linda Easthouse. And from our new partner organization, just fresh this week, Therapeutic Touch Network of Canada, Betty Whitney. To introduce our affiliates, Akamai University, Dr. Mary Jo Bulpark, the former president and dean of complementary and alternative medicine. IASC, the International Association of Specialized Kinesiology, Sabine Rosen and Emma Aquarone. Touch for Health, TFHKA, Touch for Health Kinesiology Association, United States, Kelly Richardson. Nolative, Dr. Ludovico Filetto, who sends his regrets as he's traveling from his clinic in Italy back to Tenerife and couldn't be here right now. And our goal tonight is to celebrate the achievements of our Canadian and international colleagues and pave the way for our future programs and publications to rise and shine in a brighter way for the public and for wellness. Can we raise a glass and cheers? And I have to pour, sorry. Can we raise a glass and cheer to this endeavor? Salute. I now pass the lead on to our leadership team president to share more about the awards.
Thank you, Natascha. My tea is the same color as the backdrop, so we'll never see it. Okay. In June of last year, we opened applications for members and partners to apply for recognition for their research, publications, global outreach, and projects that shine on the expertise in our bioenergetic wellness profession. We received, I had written originally over 20 applicants. It ended up being 26 that we vetted. And this was only the tip of the iceberg, as there were many more projects, individuals, and collaborations that we uncovered as we were going along, but still some of them yet I know to be discovered. And tonight we're going to honor those who met the criteria, who have advanced the knowledge of health and well-being through muscle monitoring skills or bioenergetic wellness concepts for the betterment of humankind. I would like to ask Teresa Stone, our adjudicator, who is an intuitive and a medium who offers readings and journals to help people open up their higher self and to advance their ideas forward for growth and empowerment, to talk to us a little bit about the process. And I said all that before she comes on, because the way that she's been able to help us with our social media and with the way the adjudication came together is because of the way that she does her work. So Teresa, do you want to say a few words about what it was like to review everything?
Well, firstly, Michelle, thank you so much. It really has been a great honor and a pleasure to be part of CanBeWell for over a year now, and to be asked to be part of this very monumental Legacy Leader Awards Gala. It was truly an honor. It was really nothing short of awe-inspiring and marvelous to just see all of the applications and how every like all the achievements and all the projects just came together so beautifully. And it was really an honor to help everybody shine as brightly as those achievements. And it warmed my heart to really see how far we've really come in this health and wellness industry, and how little by little we as leaders are leaving a legacy for the future generations to explore and improve upon. And that long ago vision that, Can Ask actually set in motion to gain that global recognition is really certainly underway. You can really see how this year we've really transformed that reach, and how all the applications came together and they really are reaching across the globe. So well done for that. And I want to invite everybody, as we move forward tonight and as you all move forward in your respective fields, I really want to invite you to explore how you could actually take those projects and take those research and the publications and everything that, you guys have sent in here and actually get that out to the public even further. Because the public is so greatly in need of this natural healing and they're looking for solutions. So I challenge you to get curious about that and see how you could actually reach those people a little bit more deeply. And because really, honestly, it's when we all take those steps, whether they're big or little, and we begin to actually take those former movements, that is when monumental changes actually happen and we can actually achieve what we set our sights on. So the future absolutely is bright, and I am so grateful and so honored to be a part of CanBeWell behind the scenes and bringing such beautiful projects and beautiful people together in this capacity here. And I'm just so excited and honored to see how things unfold for CanBeWell and its treasured community. So thank you so much, Michelle, and for everybody here. Well done.
Thank you. There go the hearts and the claps in our silent virtual world. Teresa, anyway, it's been wonderful to work with you. Teresa has prepared certificates, social media, award stickers, which we hope you'll turn into stickers to put on your books, your videos, your projects, and a handbook that all of you received to showcase the depth of the knowledge, plus the opportunities for you to be able to pass it forward. And together, we hope that we can increase that awareness with your skills and your results. So thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be announcing our winners in special groups to provide space for as many as possible to share a few words. And we ask that award winners just take 2 minutes to tell us where they think their project, activity, or publication will be heading in the future. And this has been a bit of a challenge today, as people going, heading in the future, like I'm here on it. And what we want to look at is how can this advance? Maybe it's in collaborations, maybe it's a group you want to be working with, maybe it's a new vision that's come forward. So just how can you look at it in the future and where can we take it? We're going to begin with our partner organizations who share CanBeWell knowledge, news, and activities with their respective organizations and their members. And I'm going to pass it to Linda to start that off.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. So our partner organizations have been instrumental in a lot of the work that's done. It's the individual disciplines and groups who've spearhead a lot of the work that CanBeWell achieves. So we're very grateful to all of our partners for what they have done. And the first criteria that we have in the partner awards is that is a partner who provides outreach through their organization as well as through the CanBeWell opportunities. So partners who do their own thing and share it with CanBeWell and participate with CanBeWell and share it with their groups. That's our real hope for all of our partners, is that it's a two-way street all the time. And the first award we would like to give is actually to a group from CanBeWell itself. The book BioEnergetic Essentials was produced and published by Waines Publishing, and it is a collaboration of a number of different groups and partners within CanBeWell. In 2021, the collaboration with Tanya Levy. If you're present, just wave at us so everybody knows who you are. So Tanya Levy from ATTN, Natascha Polomski from our board, Paula, Nowak, Droog from our membership, one of our main highly supportive members who's done so much for the organization, and Dr. Michelle, also from the board. This was written to replace the former Kinesiology for Kids workshop that had a book that went with it, and it used to be produced by Touch for Health. But this collaboration includes activities from Touch for Health, from Brain Gym, from Therapeutic Touch, from Neuroreflex Integration, as well as it was supporting the Choose Love movement in the USA. It was also prepared as a workshop for the public to be able to gain it. And many of our partners use this book, the Essential Priorities, Energetic Essentials, sorry, as a tool with their own members, with their public. It's available for our members to share with the public in general. And we hope you will share it widely and encourage your clients, your members, your people to use it as well. So Natascha, would you tell us where this project is moving, where it's going? You're on mute.
Hopefully far and wide. Anybody who wants to share it, it's one of the easiest tools that we can provide for clients, friends, family, anybody who is new in the bioenergetic world, because it was written with our idea to be there for easy use, for easy explanations, for an intro into the bioenergetic world. So for me, I share it everywhere I can. I hand it out, the link, and no matter where I am, it's one of the books that I recommend to people.
Awesome. Thank you. I know in NB too, if you join our newsletter, you get that automatically as a thank you. We send it out to everybody who joins our newsletter as a thank you. And I think we've had some positive results back from that, people telling us that they appreciated it. So we've been very appreciative of the work that went in to create that. It's excellent.
Thank you.
Our second award is for research. And Natural BioEnergetics Global is our award winner in this one. Research is near and dear to my heart. I think the more research we do, the more we publish things officially and widely in the scientific world, the more recognition we get around the world. And Dr. Thibault was our primary mover behind this. He involved a large number of our practitioners, and many people involved their clients in it. And he gathered all the research and wrote it up. The study is called People Who Chose the Preventative Natural Bioenergetics COVID-19 Treatment Safely Experienced a Significant Reduction of COVID-19 Symptoms Compared to the General Population. It was published in 2021. It's an international study that crossed the borders of Canada, US, Mexico, UK, France, Israel, Belgium, and had over 400 participants who found that their results supporting using energy medicine techniques minimize the symptoms of COVID. So Dr. Thibault, please tell us, where are you heading with research now? Unmute, please.
Hi. It was a fantastic study. First, because all of a sudden during the beginning of COVID, there was no vaccine. And all of a sudden, you had all these people from Natural BioEnergetics that decided to do something about it and contributed. And to me, that was amazing. So many people working together like this. That was the first thing. The second thing is we were able very quickly, or relatively quickly, to publish in a medical journal. You're going to tell me, why don't we all do that? And that's the right question. We can all do that. We can all do that if we plan properly our research. We need to plan it with having in mind how to do a statistical analysis. We are not all statisticians, obviously, but what we can do is have a template, and we can do that as a group, have a template that would work for most of us. And with that template, we would actually do research for, let's say, movement or prayer or whatever, touching points, whatever we are doing to help someone or to help a group. And from there, we could publish, do a statistical analysis, have enough people, of course, doing it, have a statistical analysis done, compare it with the general population, and show that it works. That's what I would like to see. And I think it's possible. So that's where I see it going. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
I
thank
hope
you for
many
the
people will
honor.
take you up on that, and let's get some research going. And cross-discipline research with bioenergetic wellness would be an amazing thing to get published in peer-reviewed medical journals. I mean, Dr. Thibault's study is on PubMed. Anybody can go read it and look it up. That's where we need to have our research, peer-reviewed, proper medical journals where people see what amazing things really happen. Thank you, Dr. Thibault.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Our next award is for a new program with a global impact. And for that, the award goes to our Muscle Tuners International. Muscle Tuners International provides a trademarked program to support others working in the wellness industry who don't have access to muscle testing and energy testing protocols. Our CEO for this is Denise Cambiati. Would you share with us who you're targeting with your program now, and what you're striving to achieve in the education within the health and wellness industry.
So many big ideas there. So first, I want to start with saying I'm honored to receive this award, this Global Impact Award, because it's validation for doing the hard work consistently. And I was told I couldn't incorporate federally because that was only for businesses like Coca-Cola. Well, guess what? This company now has customers in 9 countries. So we named it correctly from the get-go. And the vision is centered around finding people who don't know yet that they want to learn how to perform muscle testing. And I teach how to do that online from head to foot. And we all know, people in this group, we know the benefits of that. It's the gateway to healing. It makes powerful differences in people's lives. So my focus in 2025 is inviting people who believe in this work to help promote our programs here at Muscle Tuners. By offering an affiliate program, it provides 3 levels of compensations because we appreciate the energy it takes to introduce somebody to this. Well, check this out. It's a little bit out of the, you might not know what this is about, but you got to go look at it. To get those people warmed up, taking a look at it, and hopefully people like clinic owners. I'm really looking to get a hold of physiotherapy, massage therapy clinics, schools, gym owners, people like that, people who can literally take this and work with it and make an impact with everybody in their business. So that's where I'm focusing for 2025, is having that affiliate program and helping people help me reach all the people. I have no idea how to get to them, but everybody has a few contacts. Muscle Tuners is so happy to provide a place to refine and grow knowledge and skills in this field. And my promise is to provide unwavering support and never leaving my students to figure things out on their own. Now, with the tools we have, there's no reason for that to be happening. So I'd love for people to understand that I want to make it as simple as possible to market yourself by saying, I'm a licensed muscle tuner and I can help you with that problem.
Awesome. Thank you. There's such a huge audience among fitness trainers and gym trainers and all these people who work with muscles every day, but don't know how to do this kind of muscle response testing. And they could improve their skills so significantly by working with Denise's program. And if you know people, please get them connected. Thank you. Our next program that we want to award is for a new program with a national impact, and that goes to the Atlantic Therapeutic Touch Network. The Therapeutic Touch Network has created a new program, started back in 2019, Therapeutic Touch for Families. And we have Sherry Whitaker, Natascha Polomski, and Dr. Michelle, who have been working very, very hard on this program. Their book has been published. It's been offered by registered practitioners, not just therapeutic touch instructors. So often programs are only for instructors, and any practitioner in therapeutic touch can offer it for the families that they work with. Since the initial mini workshop was built, many other mini workshops across Canada have been created offering similar opportunities. There is now an awareness of Therapeutic Touch International as well. Dr. Michelle, would you tell us more about where this is going?
Thanks, Linda. It was, this is back at the beginning of putting different programs together, and it was a catalyst actually for many other programs. And Natascha's amazing way to format things provided us with a really good platform for other launching pads to go. So it ricocheted off into all kinds of programming. But what's been really interesting is across Canada, there have been other networks in the different provinces that have also brought on similar kinds of programs. And in that means we're starting to have this ripple effect go out. And then the next piece, I was thinking about how do we get to that next generation? And they're sitting with their thumbs on those little iPads, hitting all those buttons. And it would be so awesome to see therapeutic touch in some kind of a virtual world. So I'm going to put that out there. I know that might not be the world that those of us sitting here right now are in, but there may be someone that'll be able to pick that up. And that's going to change the way we really deliver programming. And this has just been one of the starting places. So it's been a delight to support Therapeutic Touch with this.
Thank you so much. And Natascha, would you introduce our Global Collaboration Award?
I will be doing that. So the global collaborations from 2022 to 2024 was CanBeWell with the IASC World Mental Health Day. Linda in Easthouse and Dr. Michelle Greenwell represented CanBeWell on the organizing committee with IASC. IASC representatives are Sabine Rosen and Emma Acquarone. From the initial webinar in the first year to 3 international events across time zones and in different languages, this focus on mental health has provided a new way to reach the public. The theme for 2025 is movement as a way of supporting mental health. Emma and Sabine are not here as I take it, but there should be a recording coming up.
Hi, I am Sabine Rosén, the president of IASC, and first of all, CanBeWell. Congratulations for your amazing 30 years.
And I'm Emma Acquarone. I'm IASC's vice president. And on behalf of the whole IASC board, thank you so much for this Global Collaborations Award. A little bit about the history of our project together. We had a problem. We couldn't use the word kinesiology when we were working with Canada. So that seemed like such a pity to just not work anymore together just because of that. So we got together and discussed. And out of this problem, we created something amazing, something beautiful.
And the impact of the project is, from a perspective from IASC, is the collaboration among associations all over the world and educators. And Emma, of course.
And the special bit about this is that we included practitioners, so experts in our field, and also the general public, so that we can grow in strength within our community, but also grow outside and get new friends, new excited people about our work. For the future, we're looking forward to working again together and expanding our outreach and maybe working on social media, podcasts, and so on.
And especially thanks for you, Michelle Greenwell and Linda Easthouse, from our heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Their very best. One of the things that I'd like to comment about is the fact that to have this conversation with the International Association, and it was at a time when people weren't really listening to us because we were bioenergetic wellness, and they really couldn't understand how in the world they could communicate with us because we couldn't use the K word. And the outreach and the conversations picked up. And when we realized, our mutual conversation is well-being, that World Mental Health Day was a great way to start, with mental health being such a huge initiative worldwide. As we look towards the future, we had an amazing project this time in that we went into 3 different time zones. We were completely global. We had different presentations. And those presentations, all 3 of them can be found on the IASC website. On the YouTube channel for CanBeWell, you can find the CanBeWell version for North America. But from there, I was thinking about where can we go? And we can go to being able to dive into some of the other areas. Maybe it's arthritis, maybe it's caregivers, and then something for children. And this gives us an opportunity to develop some conversations where not all of us have to work on the one, but we could start to branch ourselves out, and that would be in a global initiative. And so we look forward to the conversations that are coming for 2025, which is around movement, and I know all of us will be ready to dive into that.
So this global partnership has opened the door for greater communications across organizations and professionals. Moving forward into next year's theme and beyond, we have an opportunity to help the world understand bioenergetic wellness and how collaborations with other integrative health and energy modalities can lift us all up. We look forward to more participation from our colleagues with an opportunity to expand outreach beyond World Mental Health Day to cancer prevention, arthritis support, or pain release. Our public needs to know there are some valuable tools available to them and professionals with years of experience to support their learning and releasing. That leads us to the Legacy Leader Member Awards. The Member Awards category first is published, awarded to a CanBeWell member who has published and distributed materials that enhance member education, global resources, or public education, as in books, cards, videos, games, tea, etc. The second one is new program, recognizes a CanBeWell member for the development of program that offers a textbook or handbook, a certification program, or expanded educational or component with other institutions. The third one is global collaborations, awarded to a group with at least one CanBeWell member who has collaborated with international colleagues to advance the term of bioenergetic wellness globally. We had no research work recognized for the awards. Touch for Health focused projects. Dr. Greg Webb receives 3 awards. Published for his muscle monitoring DVD series, Anatomy of Kinesiology Muscle Monitoring from 2015. Dr. Greg Webb, with his technical support from Sandra and Andrew Toms, reaching out to massage therapists and Touch for Health students. These videos have been purchased from around the world and assist in teaching Touch for Health muscle response testing techniques. New programming, Muscle Melting Made Easy in 2021. Dr. Greg Webb with assistance from Yolanda Kilstra. And 2021 was also ABCs of Nutrition, Dr. Greg Webb with assistance from Cynthia Aldred. These workshops are fundraisers for CanBeWell and an introduction to our new use of the terminology around bioenergetic wellness. These recordings are available in the members' video playlist. To receive the award for Dr. Greg Webb is his window, Touch for Health enthusiast and massage therapist Christine Webb. Chris, if you're here, please raise your hand and speak.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I just wanted to say that with the new programming, the new program in Nolative, for the videos that'll be on globally and in 3 different languages on Nolative, and it's Spanish. Oh, can you see those? It's Spanish, English, and Italian.
Nice.
And so also the videos on a bigger program, they're offered to the students of Akamai University for BioEnergetic Wellness curriculum.
Nice.
And Natascha just, I had my little speech all written out, and then you you put most of it through. But yes, with the webinars and the record that Greg recorded for the fundraisers, one of them was the Muscle Melting Made Easy, and that was with Yolanda Kilstra. And those are going to be in the Nolative program, as well as the Akamai University, and for the members of CanBeWell. And the other one was the ABCs of Nutrition, and that was with Cynthia Aldridge, and yes, also in Nolative and the Akamai University curriculum. And yeah, it is my absolute honor to receive this award for Greg. To continue to shine this light of joy and love for CanBeWell, and for all the learning and all the goals that CanBeWell has moving forward in Canada and for the globe. And with Dr. Greg Webb Memorial Fund, that started last year. We will also be looking at special projects to shine the light on more Touch for Health opportunities moving forward. And finally, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Michelle Greenwell and the CanBeWell staff and board members and members, and for their contributions and endless, timeless efforts of putting this legacy all together, Legacy Gala all together, and just all the work that you all do all the time to just make it a better place. And I know Greg is so proud of each and every one of you. And he loved being a part of this community, amazing community. And so shine on, legacy leaders.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
It's a hard place to go further. The next one is Helga Pedersen with 2 awards. First, yes, drink to Greg.
Cheers.
He's there for sure. Helga Pedersen has 2 awards. First is published the Touch for Health posters in 2018 with 14 and 42 muscles. Prepared for both standing and laying down positions, posters were prepared in English and French. For Canada's copyright, Helga created those posters for the Canadians to use with their Touch for Health classes and for students to use while studying. While there was a shop with the website, they were accessible globally. When the CanBeWell was created, Helga re-released the posters with the new logos. These are currently available on demand from Helga. The second one is for new programming. Foot reflexology and muscle reflexes manual and workshop 2019. Created as a liaison between reflexology and Touch for Health, this workshop has been taught nationally to many students in Touch for Health and reflexology. The opportunity to expand awareness of Touch for Health in the reflexology programming supports collaborative efforts and sharing of knowledge. Helga, would you please raise your hand and speak?
Thank you so much, CanBeWell, for this opportunity and for the award which I received. I created this chart a few years ago. It is sold to many students. It will be sold to many more. I will advance my offer to other organizations. And I am a reflexology instructor, and I included the muscles of Touch for Health into foot reflexology, and I developed a manual and teach foot reflexology and muscles. And that has been sold. The courses are going very well, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the future to teach more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helga. This leads us to Sharon Bromislow. Sharon Bromislow's book, Putting Out the Fire of Fear, Extinguishing the Burning Issues in Your Life from 2002 was published by Enhanced Learning and Integration. Originally released in 2002, the tips and tools available in this paperback offer practical daily tools. Sharon Bromislow's extensive career in supporting stress release for clients, students, friends, and family have had many success stories. The second one is Making the Brain-Body Connection from 1997. Sharon Bromislow, published by Sharon Bromislow, illustrations by Catherine Levy, and again published by Enhanced Learning and Integration. First published in 1997, Sharon Bromislow and her book have traveled the world with the most extensive translation of all the books published by our Canadian authors. The books are in 12 languages and have been shared in at international conferences and through extensive media coverage in magazine, publications, radio, and television. As part of her Enhanced Learning program, which highlights many workshops and publications, Sharon is listed as an early branch of John Theis TFH3, of which Sharon is immensely proud, and the meaningful privilege of her relationship with John as a mentor. Making the Brain-Body Connection is one of the top 100 best-selling books in cognitive psychology. Sharon, would you please raise your hand and talk? You're muted, Sharon.
Okay.
That's better.
So just to speak to each of the areas, this all started, you realize that I really saw clearly from the very beginning. 1992, I presented at the Touch for Health Kinesiology Association conference, just when we became an association, when we gave up the foundation, the top 10 stress releasers and the top 10 brain body integrators, just pads. I'd say that these pads actually have had more impact even than my books. It started with that because they've been distributed by social services. They've gone into mental health associations. They've been distributed in 12-step programs. I mean, this is where we really get our word out. I saw, and now we all know, and we all instinctively knew that stress was the knowledge that we impacted the handling of stress and re-educating the body's neural response to it as what we had to offer. So the first book was actually Making the Brain-Body Connection, and it's the future was what I'm planning to do is that I actually have a lot of interesting interviews and things like Voice of America, and I'm actually going to get my son to help me just put this stuff online. Just it's historical, but it's fun. And also, I'm going through my materials. I've been so busy in recent years with traveling, lecturing on cruise ships. I really haven't taken any time to do office type things, but I want to go through all kinds of materials that have been developed, and just to put them online, just to be available to people. Why should they just molder in my file cabinets? So that's what I'm planning to do with those materials. I have to make a word about putting out the fire of fear. Is that it actually, it hasn't been translated into as many languages as Making the Brain-Body Connection, but it is dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. And one of the first translations was into Hebrew. And I'm very proud that it's being used for post-traumatic stress therapy in Israel as well. So what can I say? I just encourage me to give away more of what I have to offer, and just let me know if there's any way I can support any of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. The next award goes to Evelyn Mulders for her book, The Essence of Sound, Full Spectrum Vibrational Healing for the Meridians, Chakras, Auric Fields, and Figure 8 Energies in 2010. Published by Satyama Publishing. It is an winner with COV Visionary Awards in 2020. The Essence of Sound is one of the most comprehensive guides to the body's energy systems available today. It integrates the body's complex energy systems into an encyclopedic guide we can all easily understand and use. Energy medicine is the medicine of the future, and sound has been predicted to be the healing modality of the 21st century. Also for her cards, the Whispering Herb Healing Cards from 2020, also published by Satyama Publishing. Originally writing Western herbs for Eastern meridians and 5 elementary, Evelyn expanded the impact of the information and the protocols in that book into a beautifully illustrated deck that shines a light on herbs as healing allies with spiritual essences that connect to chakras meridian systems. It was award-winning in several categories at the COV Awards in 2021. The workshop offered with this deck has been approved by the International Kinesiology College for CEU credits for Touch for Health members. As an adjunct to nutritional information found in the Touch for Health Full Synthesis Manual, this deck expands bioenergetic support opportunities when working with plants. Thirdly, the Vibrational Remedies, Sound Essence Vibrational Remedies from 1998. The vibrational sprays created and shared around the world by Evelyn have been unmatched by other vibrational products. With over 2 decades of development in the project, the categorizing of the essences and the multidimensional depths of her work creates layer upon layer of transformation with their use, including the unique misting style, which takes 2 essences and crosses them at an intersecting point for multidimensional transformation. Evelyn has shared the remedies at numerous conferences and workshops, at marketing tables and conference presentations, and has taught internationally to share their impact worldwide. These sprays have won multiple awards over the years from 2019 to 2024 at the COV Awards. Evelyn, please, your turn.
I'm having a bit of a giggle. I'm not sure which one to respond to specifically, but it was the idea of bottling sound that took me on the journey, and the idea that the plants could speak to humans for healing. And that all kind of came at the same time, and I was just moving through that. So if you're asking me what the future holds, I'm still trying to catch up with what's going on at the moment. But the Whispering Herbs cards for sure are a gift to the universe, in the sense that you've got something very quick that you can look at and take a healing from without having to do an immense amount of research. The sound essence products themselves, simply all you do is mist them. The sound vibration and the alchemy in the bottle will support your system, your energy field, in over 5 dimensions: the meridian chakras, auric field, the toroidal field, and the hologram. And you can do all of that in minutes, where I don't see any other system actually completing anything so complete with that. The Essence of Sound book, there is a sequel, and I'm giggling because you were talking about the quiet time that we had in 2021. And I have the manuscript, the sequel to The Essence of Sound, hidden here in the archives, explaining the toroidal field and the hologram. So I'm hoping there will be another quiet time coming, for myself, not for the world, that will manifest into a book. So thank you very much for this award. I feel so honored. I had no idea this was coming. And you guys are awesome for the work that you're doing at CanBeWell, and I feel privileged to be part of your team.
Well, thank you, Evelyn. We're delighted to have you. I use your essences all the time for all kinds of things, in clients, in classes, in all sorts of things, and I love them thoroughly. So I'm grateful for all the work you've put into them.
Thank you.
Right. Our next award here is new programs that are innovative, different programs, things that bring forward new ways of accessing energy and sharing it with the world. And our first new program is Tea with Intention. Tea and a Book, originally developed in 2015 by Dr. Michelle Greenwell and Natascha Polomski, published by Waines Publishing again. And it's the creation of a set of 14 tea blends with intentions and the Western herbs from Eastern medicine. Part of that Western herbs from Eastern medicine is, again, Evelyn Mulder's work. So building on that, into applying it into wonderful ways. The second edition of the book was published in 2021 with an extension of knowledge and charts beyond the 5 elements to include central and governing meridians and some of the overall balancing blends. The teas and books were shared in the 2015 Touch for Health conference in Banff and were well received. We also have Raising Bioenergetic Awareness in 2021 by Natascha Polomski and Dr. Michelle Greenwell, also published by Waines Publishing. The creation of 2 programs called Raising Bioenergetic Awareness, Module A, is for exploring energy concepts, and Module B is energetic self-care. Each course has its own manual and journal, special PowerPoints, experiential exercises, and Module B also includes color and tea, the teas from the Intention series. These were first developed to help people realize the potential of the terminology adopted by CanBeWell in 2020 with the name change and the rebranding. It provided a way for the elements of therapeutic touch, touch for health, neuroreflex integration, and the sounds to be combined into one program. This collaborative approach was one of several that began in that first year after the creation of CanBeWell.org. Recognition as 2 courses at the Akamai University is also a community course for lay people to gain skill in awareness and in building energy. And finally, the book Resilience in Chaos, a guide for emergency professionals to conquer stress and burnout in 2024. Special congratulations to Natascha Polomski for this newest publication. It was published on Amazon in 2024, and this book is part of Natascha's master's project for her degree in bioenergetic wellness through Akamai University. Her outreach to first responders has her bringing bioenergetic wellness tools to a very big audience with presentations to groups in Nova Scotia and online. Natascha, tell us where this is headed.
Hopefully far and wide again. What I realized when I wrote that book, which was a different project, and it wasn't like I never had intended to write this book, was that we have a gap in the languaging, because they are medicine and we are alternative. So when we switch from alternative to complementary, and that's all bioenergetic wellness tools are complementary, and each has their own place, but all together they're integrative. Then it opened up the discussion, and that's was the main goal to do with the book. From there, the tea has been taken far and wide by Michelle. She has taken over last year, and thankfully she is great in that. I stepped back out of the raising bioenergetic awareness is ongoing, and we love to teach it because I think it's a precursor for anybody to widen their understanding of what's happening energetic wise between you and your client. It makes your awareness so much bigger, and it helps your client to understand way better what you're doing. And in part of the burnout and stress work, I'm working on workshops and presentations, becoming a speaker. So it's going far out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to see how so many of these projects are aimed at the public to really bring awareness and get the understanding of what bioenergetic wellness is out to a much broader public. And that's so important. So really appreciate the work you're doing in that area. And our next publication that we want to honor is Affirmations for the Body and the Biofield Card Deck and Book. This was published in 2022. Tanya Levy and Dr. Michelle Greenwell, published by the Waines Publishing again. And with it, it's in the cards deck, which is published in 2020. And that's another collaborative effort between Tanya Levy, Paula Nowak Droog, and Dr. Michelle Greenwell, again, published by Waines Publishing. Both card decks have brought Touch for Health tools forward in a playful and engaging way. Using the protocol ideas, intentions, movement, sound, and color, these projects introduce the science of healing through Touch for Health and neuro arts. Michelle, tell us a little more about where that's going.
I'm actually going to pass this to Tanya and let her describe it.
This is because Michelle likes to push me into the future with a little bump. If it wasn't for Michelle and Natascha and Paula, these cards would not be here. I create art every day, healing art every day. I'm also a writer, and I think that what happens when we become more aware of the world around us, we become more aware of color and touch and art and patterns. We begin to realize that they have the potential to heal us every day with what we wear, with what we hold, with what we look at, with what we pay attention to, with what we become aware of. So what is in the future? Everything. I want you to think about for a moment your favorite color. And when you're stressed, how would you think about that favorite color? What would it do for you? Could you wear it? Could you drink it? Could you look at it? Could you think about it? Could you find it in nature? And maybe even for a moment, could you wave it through your auric field? And then you meet someone who has a trauma response or PTSD, and they're not sure how to cope. And you say, I just want you to stop for a moment. Tell me your favorite color. Think about it. Where would you find it in nature? And while you do that, why don't you look at this photo that has your favorite color in it? Art has the potential and the possibility to hold sound, to hold healing, to hold intention. I end my supervision sessions with candidates who are counselors, and I say to them, what can I hold for you? And what card can I pick for you to hold that intention? So, I don't know if I've answered your question, but it can support touch for health, therapeutic touch, neuro arts. You can yourself doodle, and there's a lot of work around neuro arts now and drawing neuro arts and how that helps the brain to heal. And as you draw, you can move. You don't have to take a photo standing still. You can move while you take a photo. So it's all interconnected. We're all interconnected. So I guess, as Evelyn says, I'm not quite sure what the future holds because I'm still trying to deal with the 180,000 images I have on my computer and what I'm going to do with each one of them. And then I just create more. So, I guess the future is here now. In every moment, we create it with what we hold and what we believe, what we choose to focus on. And I was laughing when everyone was talking because I started to take all her herbs into my garden and create patches of herbs in different directions with different elements so that I could bring those healing pieces from her cards into my yard and into nature. So I don't know. I just encourage you to be aware of the beauty all around you and how it can support you through color and sound and energy. So there you have it.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. All right, Michelle, we'll let you take it from there.
Thank you, Tanya, because I could not have said it the way you did. And I love that. I love that. I think that what everybody's starting to witness through all of our conversations is how much we're interconnected and how much we've learned from those who wrote before us, how many worked with a project and then it fed them to the next project. And it's just amazing to see as we talk about how we were inspired by somebody else to create something. I just love it. And it's just so beautiful to see all of you on this screen tonight. So thank you for that. I would like to now bring forward 2 awards here for our natural bioenergetic discipline. These are two strong international book awards that we want to recognize. Linda Orr Easthouse and Brian Matthews, they published The Gift of Hope, Real People Who Changed Their Lives in 2021. And again, this is just off of the pandemic, so a really important time for people to receive these messages. It was published by the DP Group, LLC. It was a bestseller in 3 countries. This book raised awareness about complementary and integrative health practices that changed people's lives. And in 2021, it won the Power Healer Award, was featured on television, radio interviews, webinars, newsletter publications. It's a powerful book to offer to clients and students to help support their healing journey. And so you're looking for a book that has stories that can inspire your clients and your students, this is a great read for them. And then we have Pushing the Reset Button, The Busy Professional's Guide to a Healthy Lifestyle You Will Love. And this was published in 2014, and then the second edition came out in 2020. It's published, Linda Easthouse did this book, published by Friesens Press. A bestseller in 3 countries, it had over 2,000 hard copies sold in 5 countries, and it's been a free offering through CanBeWell members to support their clients and students. And similar to the BioEnergetic Essentials book, this is another book that's a great resource to be able to have in that introductory newsletter that you can pass it forward and say, here's something you can do right now. So Linda, would you like to speak on behalf of you and Brian? And I know Brian's here as well if he wants to wave. There we go.
I was going to say, I think people have heard enough of me. Why don't we let Brian speak?
Awesome. Take it away, Brian.
Excellent. Well, thank you. It's a privilege to be here today. I think the Gift of Hope is very much like CanBeWell. It's a gathering of specialists talking about their experiences and what they've seen energy work do. It was a spearheaded project, Linda and I led the charge, if you will, but we have a highly capable group of individuals in our organization, and they rose to the challenge. It was a fun project. The whole idea is to expand awareness of what's possible, not where we were, but where we're going. And it's a resource it's an easy read. There's some laughs, there's some tears in the book, and it was a lot of fun to work together with this group. So it's again, as I look at the screen with all the different experience and all the different leaders here, when we do something together, we have a much stronger force to move things forward, much more energy, much more critical mass. And in a group, we can do all things. So thank you. Thank you for the award. And well done, Linda. Well done. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I hope you will all download the other one, the pushing the reset button. It's designed as a guide for things you can do at home for yourself. It's the kind of thing you can give to your client and say, do this in between sessions to really make the rest of your work go better. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I think I'm on next, right? All right, we have some more new programming. Unwinding Trauma, Building Resilience. In 2023, Dr. Michelle Greenwell, Colin McLeod, and Tanya Levy put this together. They created the Unwinding Trauma Conference with Knowlative in Tenerife, Spain. This collaboration involved the transformation of trauma without storytelling or talk therapy, with the approach to provide the layperson with support and tools to help them when professional help was not available. It was influenced by Evelyn Mulder's work with herbs. The 6 tea blends were created, as well as a neuroart content in art, music, and movement. So it's a very hands-on, involved approach that gives you things to do that you can do for yourself to unwind trauma. The program was presented internationally and was the only program that did not focus on the power of the brain to be the catalyst for change with trauma. It includes aspects of touch for health, brain gym, neuroreflex integration, herbs, therapeutic touch, Tai Chi, dance, sound therapy, and neuroarts. Akenai University has recognized this program as a course for undergraduates and graduate students. And our second award in new programming in relationship to this is the Qi Yin integration by Dr. Michelle Greenwell. This course was the development of materials from postgraduate work with energy medicine that fed into a master's and doctoral dissertation. With dozens of presentations to platforms around the world, in person and online, this has been a global initiative and students have come from around the world. Colin, we'd like to invite you to say a few words on the future of where unwinding trauma and associated things is going.
Well, I'm currently in North Carolina, exploring the possibilities of working with Marathon Jam, who play healing through music, who are a group of musicians who play healing through music for retired Army veterans and first responders. And we're looking into the collaboration with Tom O'Shea and Marathon Jam. And Michelle and Tanya, thank you for, with all the work that everyone's been doing. We're looking at the possibility of a weekend retreat in North Carolina for healing through music, involving unwinding trauma next April.
Awesome. Thank you. That sounds very exciting. It's a very needed area. There's so much PTSD in the first responders group. So that sounds really promising. Thank you. And I have one more to award here, and this is the Business Code Breakers. If you haven't been involved in this, you need to be. This is Evelyn Mulder and Denise Cambiati working together. Came out in 2023. In collaboration, this team has spent years together supporting each other's businesses and education. It was synergy that brought the expertise of Denise Cambiati for creating charts of care and Evelyn Mulder to supply her sound essence vibrational remedies as the healing protocol. Together, they have been doing special monthly gatherings to help entrepreneurs balance their business and get their business growing. They launched a system that has been adopted by several BioEnergetic wellness colleagues. I'm one of them, by the way. I love being one of their facilitators. I use it all the time. It's great stuff. In Canada, US, Mexico, Europe, Australia, and Asia. They have purchased their business codebreaker system. They host an online event approximately every 2 months, lasting 3 hours per event. Plus, they host mastermind meetings to support customers after they have finished 6 hours of training and information meetings to get them ready to launch themselves as a business code breaker facilitator. CanBeWell has had the pleasure of 2 sessions to help us navigate through post-pandemic challenges, and then more recently to assist in our global outreach. Perhaps you have noticed the difference in the ease of change and opportunity. I love the code breakers, and Denise, would you please talk a little about that for us?
Well, Evelyn is the first one to say she was quite shocked when I brought her the idea that businesses have an energy field. And who knew? And it turns out we're now reaching a whole new demographic to introduce them to the idea of a very simple muscle test to identify where they have hidden blocks and what to do to shift them using her amazing essences. And not only that, but we have some pretty exciting projects for 2025 that will invite more of the uninitiated people into this wonderful world of identifying where they have blocks in their lives as well as in their businesses. So, Evelyn, please jump in. I'm sure you have more to say. You're muted.
Yeah, I'll never forget that evening when we were on a private conversation and Denise says to me, she says, do you think businesses, or she says, do you know businesses have an energy field? And I was like, assemblage points and Akashic records for businesses. So I said, don't say anything for a few minutes. I have to process. Yeah. And that was the beginning of the journey. And yeah, we've got some things cooking for 2025. We're pretty excited about. The Business Code Breakers has been very successful in the last 2 years since we've ran it. And we're now like sort of streamlining to some business coaching type ideas, bringing in the bioenergetic wellness ideas. I don't want to give too much away because I know Denise is still working on the intricacies of it all. But we're going to continue with Business Code Breakers. We think it's a great program. We'll carry that on forever. We're just adding a little extra to it. So yeah, I'm so blessed to have Denise in my life. And I'm so blessed to have all you. So thank you so much for choosing us for this award. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful gift to the world to have access to these things. Natascha, you're on.
The fun of working with 3 screens, the cursor seems to disappear on me. Our next category is global collaborations, and it's awarded to a group with at least one CanBeWell member who has collaborated with international colleagues to advance the term of bioenergetic wellness globally. The Kinesiology College of Canada, since 1996, Evelyn Mulders, is the founder of the Kinesiology College of Canada and senior faculty for the International College of Professional Kinesiology Practice, training students in energy medicine since 1996. Evelyn was the first college of its kind for alternative medicine and has remained top in the world for the PKP systems. Since the transition to bioenergetic wellness, Evelyn has been working on transforming the college to the BioEnergetics College of Canada. This transition will see the development of more programs and opportunities with the aligned terminology for bioenergetic feedback or biofeedback and muscle monitoring. Evelyn offers an extensive program that sets a high standard for the CanBeWell standards of practice that is identifying our professionals and students with the extended education in their programs. Evelyn, will you take it from here?
Thank you, Natascha. I have to tell you that it was definitely the next step after Touch for Health. I was hungry for information, and the International College of Professional Cape Practice was available, and I studied it and became senior, as time went on, became senior faculty for them. The last standing college in Canada for sure, possibly North America. And it's a foundation. It's a foundation to anything in energy medicine, and I'm happy to move it into the BioEnergetics College of Canada when the time comes. And as we start introducing that term to lay people, and it's coming pretty fast. You guys are doing a fantastic job of that. And I do love the term bioenergetics. We'll just keep moving forward with that programming. And just remember, I've turned 65 this year. And in normal places, people retire them. So I'm thinking that I'm open again for maybe one more class of a 4-year program, but you know, you never know. Okay.
I gotta say, you're all babies.
Yeah, Sharon, you are definitely the pioneer of us all. We love you to pieces.
Thank you, Evelyn. Next one is AME for Greatness Project from 2024, which is Dr. Michelle Greenwell in Canada, Inaf Avni in the UK, and Anne Smets from Belgium. The AME for Greatness Project provides a series of private sessions for clients with chronic health conditions where they can work with 3 different facilitators from 3 different approaches, with a plan derived from biofeedback using muscle monitoring. This collaborative effort has brought together the tips and tools of the trainings of each facilitator. Together they have created intake and post-session surveys and exit survey, special monthly gatherings, magnifying daily programming, and post-evaluation notes for the facilitators, combining the skills of Touch for Health, therapeutic touch, Qigong, Tai Chi, metaphysical explorations, brain, body, and emotion code techniques, and clinical work. The group has identified how to work collaboratively for the higher good of the client, while learning and growing with each other's skills. They also do sessions for each other to bring them closer together and understand the perspective and skills of each partner. Their documented case studies are carefully collected for optimum understanding of success and outcomes. Michelle, will you speak for them?
Thank you. Thank you, Natascha. This one was an initiative by Inaf Avni, and she's in London. Both her and Anne are in bed. It's well into the night for them. Anne is in Belgium. It has been quite a thrill to work with people trained somewhere else in the world who have completely different ideas of how things are done, and just bringing that conversation together. And it's really made all of us grow as we've tried to figure out how to work together, and also how to take the gifts of each other and bring that into our own work. One of the pieces that can be really challenging is that all 3 of us will be working with one client. How do you keep the continuity of information going, and how do you record that? And so we have really been developing how we record and bring the information forward. But as Thibaut, as you were talking about with research, in the back of my head is, how do we keep this really documented so we really understand the changes that are happening? And as people say, it's hard to study this because each one of us is an individual. We respond in exactly what our priority needs are. This might be a way for us to really start to understand the underlying process of the energy medicine work. And so we're spending some time really taking care with how we're doing that. In some cases, the documentation can drive us crazy, but in other cases, not so much. And the other piece I wanted to bring forward is about therapeutic touch, because one of the things that I learned from the way that they record things is it's not always from what happened for the person that you're working with, but what happens for you as the healer, as that's the reference they would use in therapeutic touch, is what happens for you as that facilitator. How did you grow from the experience with that client? What did you discover different that you didn't know before? Because there's always something new. And then how are you going to carry that forward? And that's a lot different documentation than there's no pain left, the headache's gone, they felt more calm, whatever those kinds of things are. And so I really value that information that's coming in, and I'm hoping that's going to inspire how some of us are really looking at the way that we're working with clients and start to develop conversation within CanBeWell and within the facilitators that we have here as to, is there another way that we could be doing this? Can we get that documentation down so that it does have value and we can provide that research background for people? So on behalf of the awards that I was lucky to receive tonight, thank you to everyone for all that you've brought to the table and the inspiration you have had to take me forward. So thank you.
Which leads us almost to the closing circle, but I would say cheers to all who have participated. Cheers to the knowledge that CanBeWell encompasses, and cheers to the future, because I think we are the future.
Thank you,
Michelle,
Natascha.
you take it from here.
I have my words back now. All right. On behalf of CanBeWell, its partners, and Betty, thank you for being here. It's a great way to start. You start with the Legacy Leader Awards. It's your very first event for TTNC. But we're so grateful to have you come and to join in with the partners, and it's lovely to have you here. So we appreciate where this is going to take us on the Canadian scale with Therapeutic Touch. We want to thank the affiliates, Mary Jo and Thibaut. Thibaut's on the board also now at Akamai. There's a lot of work going on to take us to the next level with education. And we just have so much opportunity for that next generation. And it's really exciting to be on this cutting edge. And so I want to thank you, the affiliates, for being here. Kelly Richardson is here for Touch for Health US. And that was the original organization where we started from and then branched off. And so it's lovely to have that legacy sitting here as well. And that was Sharon Promislow, who was part of the instigating of taking that US and branching us into Canadian and setting us on the trajectory. So thank you very much, Sharon. We've had many donations that have been offered as a result of this fundraiser tonight. So I really want to thank those of you who have brought incredible gifts forward for us. This means a lot to the programming that we can do and the outreach. We do have social media is changing, and we're trying to get on that cutting edge of that next wave of whatever it's going to be. But we have a lot of work to do to find the right way to send our messages out. And so what we've been able to fundraise is going to help us support that next move forward. And we're so appreciative for all of the support you've sent. Teresa, thank you so much for your hard work. Oh my gosh. It was like a marathon weekend trying to get that handbook finished and everybody to make sure we had everything correct and spelled and etc. and titles. You are outstanding at what you do. You are very organized and very timely. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Our next event is the Christmas party on December 17th. We just want to celebrate and bring in the year of the green snake, which is prosperity, connection, and inspiration. And thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend your time. And one more cheer and congratulations to all the winners.
May I please interrupt? I'm sitting here and realizing that there's a legacy that a lot of people are not aware of. And I want to recognize my former business partner, former president of CanBeWell, Heather Phillips. And when I partnered with her, I did not know she had done a research study at university, all overseen by the faculty with machines and everything that balance the torque ratio across the knee joint between the hamstrings and the quadriceps. And she what is it that you call it? The hypothesis she went in with was that touch for health strengthens muscles. She disproved she disproved it, because what she found out is that a lot of times the quadricep muscle appeared to weaken, and we now know that that's not the right terminology. It's about facilitation and inhibition. But she found that the measurements were that the quads weakened. So she looked at the data and looked at the data and finally realized the magic that happened is the torque ratio between the quad, formerly being 3 times stronger than the hamstring, went into a 1-to-1 ratio. So what we've always called muscle balancing is muscle balancing. And I asked people a long time, where did the term muscle balancing come from? And they're going, well, to come up with all this, it's about energy, but no, but the term muscle balancing. So I want to recognize Heather for having done this in the early 90s. Actually, she did it in the 80s and published in the early 90s. So just in case you did not all know that, we are, when you're performing touch for health type modalities, you are giving a balance.
Thank you, Denise, because I wasn't sure how to bring Heather into the conversation because she played such a significant role in so many ways. And the way you just explained that, I never fully understood until just now what that ratio meant. And it's an interesting ratio because they're still measuring it too based on facilitation inhibition. But if you put whole body movement into it, that becomes a very different ratio because it becomes multidimensional. And so she really springboards that information forward. Yeah, very, very cool. Thank you.
And everybody come geek out with us at Community Chats monthly, will you?
That is a highlight of my
Evelyn,
month.
you've changed.
No, I just put on my my gala event, thingamajigger, and the wine glass. Did you see the wine glass? It's like
I spotted that. It was a little bit big.
yeah. So no, the community chats are great. If anybody wants a balance for their business, reaching forward for 2025, we're offering them free, to be honest with you, on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock PST. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Evelyn, when talking about the CanBeWell community chats, I know we have our community too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit I'm over self-focused, pardon me. But yeah, we'll do your chats, but you can come to our chats too.
We would love to have the information on your chat. That would be awesome.
Send it to all of us.
Can you please throw that in the chat?
And Dimitra asked a question here about the handbook. So in the email that you received, it had a link on it so that you could go to a file and you could download the handbook. So if you can't find it, please let me know and I'll be happy to get that link for you. So you've got it. Let's do one photo where we're all smiling. We've tried to take pictures throughout the evening, but I can't guarantee where your facial expression might have been or if your hand was leaning. So if everybody wants to either raise a glass or just put that grin on, congratulations to everyone and hold that smile.
Thank you for the event, Michelle.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're welcome, Evelyn. It was lovely. This was so lovely to work on and to read the background on all of these pieces. It was amazing. It was so uplifting. I really feel the power of us moving forward and where we can take things. It's amazing. Yeah. So the floor is open. Chat away, everyone.
This
Take
has
the
been
recording off then.
inspirational, actually. This has been inspirational, and I've learned a lot just this evening. I loved Evelyn and Denise, the whole concept of businesses having their own energy to balance. And I actually never thought of that.
Sharon, I just want to do one of these for you. I remember you coming to a Touch for Health class with, golly, I can't remember the fella's name. And you were like the shining star of Touch for Health. And you had these books and you had these pads, and I bought everything that you had to offer because I was off on my way as a Touch for Health instructor. So consider yourself a pioneer, consider yourself as a leader, and someone to aspire to in moving forward as a young person. I think I was like 35 or something back then. Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago. But anyways, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you for all
My
your
pleasure.
research and work.
And this is what it's all about. We're in this together. The thought of it growing, the thought of us making an impact on the world. We realize the power we can have there. So it's really exciting that it's real, and you're all just doing such magnificent work. So I just loved tonight. I loved it.
Mary Jo?
Well, for me, this has been awesome in so many different ways to participate with you. And having been with the icons many years ago, now that I'm 80, so I might be the oldest one here, and I'm totally committed for moving things forward. And really, you have accomplished what this field in complementary and alternative medicine and complementary integrative health, you've become the leaders and having a strong foundation, showing how people work together and what they're able to achieve. And I always go back to the concept of getting a person on the moon and what it took to look at how do you feed them, how do you make them safe, how do you get them back home to their families, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many factors to think about, and the energetics of it is extremely critical. And knowing that the work that you have done, I'm seeing my friends over the years, some of them on the other side, clapping for you and giving applause and waving at you. And I say, yeah, John C., they're doing it. Look at it. It's going in so many different directions. And the grants that I've been working on for the university certainly is going to provide a opportunity for what all of you were talking about. So I have a sense something's going to come through with it. We sure have tried in so many different ways. So I just really appreciate having been here and watching and seeing everything that you're doing. It's awesome. It's awesome.
So Mary Jo, if you have a couple of awards, do you get to have a doctorship?
Perfect idea. Perfect idea. All the things I've heard you folks do, truly, when we created things, made the changes at the university. I mean, people have no understanding of what the legacy is that people have built their life's work on. And to me, it's a much broader concept than just taking a course from one professor or two professors or something like this. And this is why when we reconstructed Akamai University, the concept was built in that we have a platform where many people can be reached and use the foundation that they come forward with, and that can count towards the things. And a good one to speak to that is Michelle, for she has demonstrated in multiple kinds of ways. And I can see, I had not planned to do what I'm doing at the university. I was going to be something very different, but I heard a voice to do what I'm doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing. And I still listen all the time and learn new things continually, and getting the word out in a positive way and across many platforms and in the language that people can understand is what is so important. Because a lot of times when I talk about some of the things connected to the work, it's like people go, huh? What is that? That sort of thing. And I use music, dance, and plants and food and connections with people as the main instruments of how change comes about. And it's not one theoretical way of doing energy work. And you guys, I really believe, have become the model of so many organizations and platforms and dealing with really challenging stresses to accomplish that. So you've done it, and congratulations for the leaders that this group represents. It's very, very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jo.
For yours, yeah.
Awesome.
What a vision, hey? Like this woman's 80 years old and she has this vision.
Still a baby. The best is yet to come.
It's really amazing to see, so when I was asking, where are you going to take something? You think you finished publishing a book and it's like, well, the book's done. That's the end. But it's not. It's just not the end. And to think about, Sharon, what you were talking about, what you want to now work towards, and what Mary Jo's pulling together with it's now a team that's working at the CEO level. It's just really amazing. So. Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
Sharon, I know you're dying to tell us.
What?
What year were you born?
1943.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you beat me by 2 years.
That's why she called you a baby.
I know. That's why I called you a baby. But honest to God, you don't feel that way. I mean, I realize that maybe blessed with genetics, but also we're blessed with this work, and I do think it makes sense. I do think
That's what's done the difference.
Yeah.
The difference. That's
I'm
not
sure
good English, is it?
more years and more life in the years.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Sharon.
My pleasure. Yeah. Okay, guys, this is wonderful. I mean, can we do this more often than having an awards celebration? This is actually, I've learned a lot, as everybody sort of was talking about what they are doing, and the richness of the organization now with so many more avenues feeding into it is very exciting. It's very exciting. So that's the I realize I know you very often have had chats and you've advertised, but somehow I never really got it at how one should be plugging in, because this is not just a question of saying hello. There's lots to be learned and regeneration of one's energy. So thank you for that.
Our community chats, we've tried to discuss gates. I think it's been 4 months now total. And we've never got there because it depends who lands on the conversation, and it's organically off it goes. And it's so enriching. We've had such powerful conversations. And so we finish up and say, we forgot to get to gates. So next month we'll talk about gates, but one day they'll come up. But if you have a chance to be a part of the community chats, they're the third.
I'll make more of an effort. Yeah,
we try to have them the third Tuesday of the month, but the next one won't be till January because our Christmas party will come first, and then we'll be back to community chats for January.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And Thibault is leading up a special project with Akamai. They meet on the 4th Tuesday of the month. You want to talk about that?
Well, it is a community that is called and Mary-Jo could talk about it, obviously. It is called Dream, Support, Innovate, and Act. First, we need to dream from our heart. What do we have? What is our desire? And then support each other. We all need that. And then innovate. We have our desires, but things are coming up. We have so many options, so many things that we can do and we are doing. But we can do it together. And just listening to each other now, we can have new ideas. What can we do together? And then act. What can we do together, like in real time, in a month or in 2 months? What kind of project can we actually offer to the community? And it can be a research project, it can be whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And so we gather together to first live something together from our heart, and then express it and try to go somewhere. And we don't know exactly where we are going. And each time we meet, each time is very different, because our desires, because what is in our heart is different. We are different people. So I'm wondering how it's going to be next time, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of you during this meeting. It's always captivating to me to see what comes up in a meeting. And the more meetings we have, the more we know each other, and the more we can actually trust each other. We can listen to each other more deeply and then move forward. Spoken of.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Well, everyone, I know we lots of times can hang out, keep hanging out, and nobody wants to let go. So please join us for the Christmas party on the 17th. And we're just going to have fun, and we'll leave it wide open, and bring your cheer. And if you've got some costuming like Evelyn's got, please bring that too.
Is that
Hi,
at,
everyone. It's been wonderful.
is that at 8 o'clock Atlantic?
Yes. Yeah.
And okay. See
Awesome.
you at the Christmas party. Bye bye.